Today is August the 14th, 2025. How are you today, Dad?
How old am I?
How are you? That was my fault.
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Getting better by the days.
That's good. Still enjoy living in here at Harding Place?
Oh yeah, good place to live. Got good food. Can't beat it. They got a busing all year round. And if you get tired of walking the halls or exercising or whatever you do, plenty of games to do.
Well, last video, we talked about like your family. You told me about uh, your your brothers and your sisters, and I mentioned maybe we'd talk about school things, but instead of doing that, I need to kind of go back and revisit what we were talking about because you talked about cutting your foot and getting kerosene put on it to actually
Heal it.
heal it,
Yeah,
clean it, fix it, repair it.
that was the medicine that we
That
used.
was your
That
medicine.
was it.
Well, since you did that there, do you ever remember going to a doctor for anything?
Growing up, just whenever I got hurt, one time I got hurt. I don't know whether I told it to you, but I got my lip cut on my sister's little Christmas stove that you cook on. It had some tin. It was made out of tin, of course, and it was on the floor, and it was probably about a foot and a half tall on the floor. But we were playing and running in the house, and I run through where she was playing, and I fell and I cut my lip right here. Right there, you can see it if you take a good look at it. But you can see my teeth, and they were exposed. And of course, they didn't get too excited. Well, they did, I guess. My, my mama did. Uh, I don't know if my dad was at home at the time or not, but we did go to the doctor in Mark Tree, which was 4 or 5 miles away, and we saw a doctor down there. I think it seemed like his name was Reagan, Dr. Reagan, and he was our family doctor. Found out, and he did all-purpose clamping. Only thing he did is put some clamps on it and pull it lip back together,
Did you use
and let it.
stitches?
Didn't use no stitches whatsoever, and that's the reason it looks the way it does now.
Yeah.
It wasn't real smooth, I guess, whenever he got through with it, but he didn't. I don't. Of course, we went back in a day or two or three or whatever it was, maybe more than that. But so we could take a look at it and see if there's anything that he needed to do to it. But it got better, and I never thought no more about it at
Well,
all.
since you said you were running and playing in the house, you remember if that was when you were like a little kid, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Well,
10, or
she had to have gotten that. She was probably 2 years old. I guess I was 3 or 4 or something other.
right,
I wasn't all that old,
right.
but
You remember it.
we, yeah, whenever
And
you
like you
get,
said, they didn't make stuff out of plastic back then. It was metal.
it was metal, is right.
So it was like a little
It,
kid's
it was a
stove and oven looking.
play cook stove is what it was.
Okay.
But it didn't stick up far enough. It just uh, a foot off the ground or something like that. It was sitting there in the kitchen where it was sitting, and it got in my way, and I got tangled up in it, and I went down.
We talked several times about the locks and different things about the locks. Um, I may be wrong about the title, but your dad was he called like a lock tender, or what was he? He'd be called a lock. locksman or?
Well, he took care of the siphons, turned them on and off when they had to be, and he also took care of the locks, where they lock logs through, and boats would go get their timber and pull through it. They'd be probably 100 foot long, cut up in sections, so we could lock them through, to get them to the lower side, to pull them on down to Mark Tree, oh, sawmill first to get the logs, and that's where he was pulling to.
Well, I said something about you lived on a farm type place. Did he actually ever do farming at all?
Well, not his own property, but he was sharecropping then. That's when he and my mama first got married, and they had what they call a red oak farm down there. We had to go back into town to go to the red oak farm because it's on the other side of the siphons, which was the levee that led to Lepanto. And it was between Lepanto and Mark Trees where the red oak farm was. But they lived there originally whenever they first got married. And then I imagine that place came open up there that had the 15 acres where you could share crop it right before you get to the siphons and the lock and dam. Because there's a gravel road led up there, and off to the right you can see nothing but farming there. The levee, we were traveling on a levee, see, where it flooded all every year in the springtime, and anytime it would get high waters, it'd get all over those floodways up there. Is where it would go to.
So when you're sharecropping, you're on somebody else's land.
Right.
What is sharecropping? You're actually sharing the crop with the
Right.
man that you're growing the crop
He
with,
may
or how
get
does that work?
he gets a percentage if he had a 10 acres. Well, let's say he had 100 acres down through there. My dad had 15 acres of it, and then he leased or sharecropped the rest of it off because the person that owned the place, it was his property, and he would give you a certain amount of it, 15%, 20%, or whatever it was. And I don't know what it was. I was kind of young at that time, and I wasn't too worried about money and anything.
What did he farm there? Do you remember? Was it different things or just
No, it
one
was
thing?
just cotton,
Just cotton.
just cotton.
Did you ever do any
Oh
actual
yeah,
when you were little?
well, we never did have anything to do with the planting of it, but we did have something to do with chopping the cotton. It would just come up and it'd be a bunch of them planted, which as it come out of the planter, as somebody was planting it, too much seed would come out, and then they'd have to be somebody to chop cotton, whole cotton, and that was one of the worst things that I got into in my life. I mean, you had to work, and we was already working, myself and Lonnie.
Well, how old were you? You talking about being 4 and 5 years old?
No. I done got up big enough. I was probably 14, 15 or
Okay.
something like that.
So you were well big enough physically.
Oh yeah, myself and Lonnie, I think I explained something to you about my dad making $75. We make $75 right along with him. Only took him 2 weeks to make his $75, and took us 1 week.
Right.
But
And
it was three of us against one.
Right.
Yeah.
It was your mom,
But we had a good
Uncle
time.
Lonnie, you.
It was tough work, but we knew what we was doing. We was glad of it.
I did say something, and the last time we were going to maybe say something about your stories when you went to school. You've told me something a bunch of times, and I remember it because you told me a bunch of times. How many
Well,
years did it take you to go from the first grade till the
to the
12th
12,
grade?
took 13 years.
Took 13 years.
Yeah.
Now, why?
Well, I just failed one or two of them.
Which one did you
I
seriously?
think it was. I think it was the second grade.
Huh.
I didn't quite get what was going on till I got till about the third or fourth grade.
So was it because you were had other things on your mind, or you didn't do the? You remember what was
Well,
going on?
well, one thing I had on my mind was Lonnie. He came to me one day while school was going on in recess. He said, "I'm in a fight over here. I need you to come and help me. Come on, let's go." But he came to me wherever I was. I think I was playing marbles with some of the boys out there. But anyway, I got my marbles headed off, and he was in a fight with a bunch of girls, is what it was. And of course, you're not supposed to be fighting with girls.
Right.
So I don't know really what happened to him, but I know we had to go, the teacher didn't whip us. We went to the principal's office.
Was that a man?
And no, it was a lady, Miss Matlock.
You remember her, huh?
She was a pretty well built woman. I mean, she knew how to put that paddle on you. But I was glad to get out with about 3 good licks, about what it was. Wasn't too many licks. But I was trying to help him take care of his business. I should have been trying to take care of my
But were
own.
you little? I mean, you talking about second to third grade, first grade?
Oh, I was in the fourth grade, is what it was.
When that happened,
Yeah,
you're in the
when that
fourth
happened.
grade.
And Lonnie, I think, was in the fifth or sixth. He was a grade or two ahead of me.
Right.
But he failed the grade just like I did. And I don't remember which grade he fell. But I
So
imagine
basically, you got held back.
got held back
Yeah.
till I learned how to do what I should have been doing.
Well, let's finish up with this since you
Okay.
mentioned it, and you're talking about you picked up your marbles. Some people may not even know what that
They wasn't
means.
running out of me.
Yeah, they weren't coming out. They weren't your
We was
brains.
playing with it. We was playing with my marbles.
Yeah. What? Can you explain what marbles are and how that works?
Well, we would usually draw a circle, and we would throw our marbles. We'd mark a line down there, and picture a marble and see who got closest to the line down there, is who went first. And they'd dump a bunch of marbles out, say 8 or 10 or something like that, on the ground, and you'd take your marble, your shooter, and you'd shoot first. Sometimes it'd be 2 or 3 or 4, maybe, in that one game. And that mean there'd be more marbles in that big circle down there that you're shooting for.
When you
Yeah.
say a marble is like a spear or like shaped like the earth. It's a round ball
It's a
looking
round
thing.
ball.
It's small though.
Yeah,
And they're made of
yeah,
what?
about like so.
What are they made of?
Glass.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it's pretty much
You
glass.
said you shot them. How do you shoot a marble?
Well, if I had one, I'd just,
I
You
think
would
you got
take-
some around here if I can find them.
you would take it and put that marble right there between your thumb and your forefinger.
Okay.
And some people, when they were just learning how, they put that marble down there, right there against that thumb, and shoot it that way. But the good shooters would put that marble right there on that forefinger and then flip it with that thumb. A good shooter, I mean, he could shoot that.
Well, how do you win?
Well, if you shot and knocked that marble out of the ring, then it was yours.
You got to keep the guy's marble you knocked out
Yeah, you had
of the
certain.
ring.
Well, if it's just you and him playing, you probably wouldn't have 6 or 8 marbles in that big old ring. But as you shot, of course, your marble, unless you had good control of it, it would bounce off that other one and go out. It may even go out of bounds.
Did you get to keep his marble? I mean, was it a
Well,
play to the end, or did
if
he
you
get them
were
back?
if you were able to knock his marble out, you kept it, and you kept shooting until you missed. You kept knocking the marble out, whether it was his marble, whosever marble it was. But it was another fun game that the kids come up with, and I hope I make some. I imagine some
I may be able to find a picture. There's some marbles. I've seen them before. I don't remember if they were before you moved here or when.
Well, I think your mom had some marbles in a
In a
not
jar or something.
not a cup, but some kind
A glass.
of a cardboard round cup is
Oh,
what these marbles are in.
right.
But there's not very many of them. Uh, but I think they may be in this apartment right here.
I've seen them somewhere.
Yeah,
Well, why don't we stop there,
they about the size of any of your thumb. That's what
and
a
maybe
big
we'll
marble.
find the marbles, and that's where we're going to start back up at.
It might
Whenever
be.
we start again,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about the marbles. I'm gonna try to help you find them.
Okay.
And until the next time, see you later, Dad.
Well, you take care. Okay.